President Biden is currently giving a joint presser with Singapore Prime Minister, and we have updates on situations in Ukraine. UNLV Medical School is also receiving a grant to help keep roads safer.
We will also have a live interview with UNLV President Keith Whitfield with a recap of the weekend Oscars coming up on Studio G.
Welcome to Studio G. My name is David Cruz.
And I'm Brianna DeLeon. Thank you for joining us. With tensions in Ukraine counting the build, President Biden sits with a plan to support surrounding country.
President Biden is set to travel to both Belgium and Poland this week in the hopes to maintain a Western alliance. This follows as Russia continues its attacks in Ukraine and fear of further invasions arise in these countries. With the invasion of Ukraine, it has officially hit its 1-month mark with no sign of letting up. Ukrainian leaders continue to seek support, and allies maintain a split divide with supplying weapons and others who fear escalating a confrontation with Russia. As Biden prepares to visit Poland, where 300,000 refugees have sought safety, support with the crisis is expected. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Brianna DeLeon.
Ukrainian troops continue to gain back territory from Russians around Kyiv. Russian troops have been seen moving away from Ukraine's capital. Ukrainian President Zelensky has previously mentioned hopes that the country will be able to discuss neutrality to bring an end to this war.
Biden is set to arrive in Brussels on Wednesday night and visit refugee camps in Poland with the expectation to promise significant help from the U.S. Little kids could be receiving the COVID-19 vaccine too. Moderna released results for its vaccine tests with children 6 months to 5 years. The company said the results showed neutralization G antibody responses, favorable safety, and there were some mild to moderate reactions, however. They were typically after the second shot.
Moderna is looking for the FDA for authorization of the vaccine in the upcoming weeks. Pfizer is still working on their COVID-19 vaccine for kids younger than 5. The FDA has also authorized second booster shots for those that are 50 and older. This also includes some immunocompromised individuals. It can be administered as soon as up to 4 months after their first booster shot. In total, this means those 50 and up can get up to 4 total COVID shots.
The governor of Florida signed a controversial bill into law promoting heavy criticism from many in the country. Studio G reporter Jonathan Corral brings us more information.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law a bill that prohibits any teachings about sexual orientation and gender identity from kindergarten to 3rd grade. Dubbed as the Don't Say Gay bill by opponents, the piece of legislation has been heavily criticized as a way to further marginalize members of the LGBTQA+ community. DeSantis claims the bill is a way to ensure schools stick to educating kids rather than indoctrinating them. However, opponents to the bill have criticized the vague wording of the law, which could lead to broader interpretations that do more harm than good, such as book banning or potential lawsuits. The law has also sparked many student protests and walkouts. U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona ensures that the agency will keep a close eye as to how the law is implemented in Florida. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Jonathan Corral.
In response to the bill, President Joe Biden tweeted, quote, "My administration will continue to fight for dignity and opportunity for every student and family in Florida and around the country," end quote.
DUI rates are up nearly 10% in the Las Vegas Valley. Reporter Nick Todorovich has more on the growing numbers and how DUIs affect families.
At that moment, I just, as a father, knew that he had been killed.
Over the last year, DUI accidents have skyrocketed in the Las Vegas Valley. The U.S. Census Bureau has rated Las Vegas the #1 city for most DUIs. Retired Metro Sergeant Steve Merriweather lost his oldest son Garrett in a DUI crash, and he blames irresponsible individuals for breaking apart his family.
People are selfish. They don't care. They're self-centered. They don't think 1 minute beyond the tip of their nose. As far as life and what happens in life. They're just selfish individuals.
Garrett was 18 years old when he tragically passed away. He was on his way back home when a drunk driver hit him at over 70 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour speed zone. His father believes that even though accidents are rising in numbers, Metro is doing everything they can to keep the valley safe.
Metro's a phenomenal agency. Metro is doing every single thing they can do. They care, they put out task force, they work with other agencies, every single thing they can do. But they can only be so many places, right? There's only a finite number of officers out there working.
If an individual is charged with DUI in the state of Nevada, they receive strict auto insurance penalties. These penalties include a 51% rise in auto insurance costs. However, these penalties don't seem to deter people from acting irresponsibly while enjoying the Vegas nightlife.
Although people spend all this money on gambling and getting into clubs and drinking and stuff, they can't spend the couple extra dollars on an Uber to ensure that they get home safe.
Murad and his family were relaxing at their home one day a few weeks after they moved to America from Jordan. Then Murad received a call that his uncle was heading to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. When Murad came to the hospital, he saw his uncle's physical injuries, but he wasn't able to see the permanent brain damage his uncle suffered. His uncle had been hit by a young drunk driver. Steve Merriweather is trying to find a way to convince younger people not to drink and drive, but to go to college instead.
That foundation is strictly made to have local high school students here to go into college. We're helping them get into college. We know statistics tell us that kids that get through their first year of college will continue college.
Steve and his wife Debbie want Garrett's name and legacy to last forever. They started the Garrett Merriweather Foundation to help young, similar-minded adults get into college. Many hope that their experiences deter people from driving irresponsibly, but recent cases show that people are making the same mistakes. I'm here at Tina Tinter's memorial, another life that was lost due to a DUI car accident. Tina's family didn't feel comfortable talking to me yet since they are still grieving her death, but memorials like this continue to show that drivers are acting irresponsibly.
Metro encourages drivers to not drink and drive so the community can see a decrease in automobile deaths.
Since 2015, more than 300 fatalities occur every year on Nevada's roads. UNLV's medical school is taking a further step in understanding traffic-related injuries. According to KSNV, UNLV's Kurt Kirkland School of Medicine received a grant of $437,000 to continue studying road fatalities in Nevada. The grant was set to go towards maintaining a database on crash data as well as statewide trauma center injury data. It was awarded on behalf of the Nevada Department of Public Safety, the Office of Traffic Safety. The data is directed towards providing a deeper understanding of risk-taking behaviors that contribute to deaths and injuries. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Brianna DeLeon. Nevada's Strategic Highway Safety Plan shows that from 2018 to 2020, 52% of all citations were speed-related. Their goal is to inform the public to make safe choices and develop a safety policy that will save lives. We had a glimpse of warm weather over the weekend, but can we keep this trend going? We will be back with your weather update after the break.
What about the rain?
If you're a parent, you've done it all this past year. But the one thing you may not have done is take care of yourself. At Boys Town, we know that a parent's mental health is important too. Visit boystown.org/stressedout for great self-care tips for parents. You can even download an ebook to guide you and your family through self-care strategies. Because healthy parents are key to happy families.
Taking a live look at frozen rain on Mount Charleston, this morning these beautiful mountains were covered in a nice blanket of snow. Now, with the snow, it's super cold. You dip your feet, you dip your head, you dip your hands, that's cold. So let's get into the temperatures for the valley today. I'm Matthew Guanga, your weatherman. So for today's high, we have a 75 degrees at a wind speed of 9 miles per hour. So gonna get your wind blow with your head. Now for the valley temperatures, we have 61 for Summerlin. Going down to Anthem, we have 60 degrees. And in Boulder City, we have 61. And then when we go up to North Las Vegas, we have 66, going a little bit down to Sunrise at 67. For weather headlines, we have dry despite light rainfall, cloudy with some sunlight, and light chilly winds. So make sure to bring your jacket, bring your hat, and bring some sunshades because look at that sun. All right, for the evening planner, we have 73, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 74. And then towards the evening, we have 67, going down to midnight, 64. For tomorrow morning, we have 59 degrees. And at 6:29, when you wake up, it's going to be extra chilly, so take your jogging shoes and go out for a run. All right, so for today's forecast, we have 75 starting off with Tuesday, and then we ramp up our temperatures to 79, going up in the weekend to 86 and 82, then we go back down to 81. For the evening temperatures, 50 to 58, and then going back up on Sunday, 62, then going back down, 58 on Monday. Now, coming up, we get a closer look into a role of university president with a live in-studio interview after the break.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
Third line, please.
DEPRESSION.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own.
Anxiety. I thought so.
Like many health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. And the sooner you seek treatment, the better.
Look at that. 6,000 steps and PTSD.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Chris Domine is a husband and a father. Chris is an athlete. Chris is even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris was facing a very different story because his kidneys were failing.
Basically, the doctor said, if you don't get a kidney transplant and if you don't do dialysis, you are going to die.
Fortunately, Chris received a second chance at life, made possible by an organ donor.
You know, your well-being changes, you know, from loss of hope to better times ahead.
More than 100 million people in America are registered organ, eye, and tissue donors. People of every age and ethnicity, because they believe it's the right thing to do. Imagine what you can make possible by leaving behind the gift of life. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And we are here with President Keith Whitfield. Hi, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, do you normally get to participate in student-oriented activities like this?
I do get a chance to, you know, coming out of the pandemic, there's been more. But even during the pandemic, we had conversation. I get a chance to do it every now and then.
Yes, I remember. So, fun fact for me to find out, you were actually born in Japan. So what was that like moving to the U.S. and why did you choose to do that?
Well, my memory's not that good, actually. So I was born in Japan, and 6 weeks later, my dad got orders to come back. My father was in the military, and he was a radio repairman. He was an airman, but he got the opportunity to be able to go back to school. And so that move actually was the start of his, basically the start of his college career. So I'm kind of the college baby of the family. And the first place we lived was Colorado.
Oh, and how old were you when you moved from Japan?
6 weeks.
Okay,
yeah, no, so the memory's not there for that.
I understand that you have your PhD in psychology, which is amazing. What made you want to use the knowledge with that into becoming president of a university?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I got into psychology because I was really interested in how people could look at the same thing and see it differently. So it was their perception. But even the perception of success is actually different. And so that bred into some of it. I think psychology, too, is about helping people. And I consider myself, you know, my career as an administrator is as a servant leader, of that you're not doing it for the title, you're really doing it because you get to help people.
And what drew you to come to UNLV specifically?
So UNLV it's just one of those names. I mean, those 4 letters mean a lot. It seems like everybody knows them. And when the opportunity was put in front of me, you know, I had a good job. I was working very, very hard in Detroit, Michigan, and enjoyed that work. But I think it was that it's the West, which is one thing I like, and also, though, seeing what UNLV was about. It was about diversity, which I'm a big supporter of, and that, you know, we hold 3 different classifications. We're an MSI as a minority serving institution, an HSI as a Hispanic serving institution, and an ANAPISI, which is Alaska Native Pacific Islander. There's very few universities that actually hold that distinction.
Oh, wow. And it is actually Minority Serving Institution Week right now. So can you give us some background on what that entails and what are we doing as a campus to celebrate diversity?
Well, we're doing some of our sessions that we've been doing, like what is it? Let's Talk About It. I never get the title right, where we're actually talking about diversity. There's several student events that are going on. So there's a lot of activity, but more than anything else, we just want to make it known and to celebrate that our diversity is actually one of our strengths.
And how does it feel being the first African-American president of UNLV? How does that feel to be such an integral part of diversity on campus?
Well, you know, it's interesting how that intersects, and in some ways, it's important to me and it's not important to me. I mean, I really don't care the color or creed of any student, as long as they have the goal of trying to get a college degree. I'm here to help them. But to me, the strength that we have in diversity actually helps people understand different people's perspectives. It's one of the reasons why I'm so glad that we're kind of coming back in person, so that we can get even more of that interaction that actually comes. It's kind of a silent strength that anybody who gets a degree here actually has.
And is there anything that you can say to students to help them want to become better leaders?
To become better leaders, I think it's the idea that think about the cause more than you think about yourself. Think about trying to help others more than you think about trying to help yourself. What's funny is that when you do that, you actually do help yourself. And so it's not being completely selfless, but it's really thinking about others and how we come together as communities to be able to make our world a better place.
Well, thank you so much for being with us and for sharing. After the break, we will have a recap of the Oscars weekend and local sports coming up.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
Third line, please.
DEPRESSION.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own.
Anxiety. I thought so.
Like many health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. And the sooner you seek treatment, the better.
Look at that. 6,000 steps and PTSD.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Leah Thomas becomes the first transgender athlete to win the Division I national championship. She secured her win in the 500-yard freestyle. This win started controversy across the nation. Reporter Matthew Guanga has more on the story.
Many critics were split between two sides. University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas's win when she was proclaimed the first place on NCAA Women's Division I swimming and diving championships. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared University of Virginia swimmer who got second place Emma Wyant the actual winner. Governor DeSantis tweeted, "By allowing men to compete in women's sports, the NCAA is destroying opportunities for women, making a mockery of its championships and perpetuating a fraud. In Florida, we reject these lies and recognize Sarasota Emma Wyant as the best women's swimmer in the 500-yard freestyle." Leah stood alone on the podium while the second, third, and fourth place winners stood together for a picture. A letter was sent to NCAA on Thomas by University of Arizona swimmers expressing concerns about fairness. They want immediate action to protect women athletics and not have irreversible damage happen to the sport. I'm Matthew Guanga, reporting for Studio G.
Many women's swim organizations are split on whether Leah Thomas's case is fair or not. The fight for transgender rights in sports has been an ongoing debate. Deciding the actual winner is up to event hosts and if the competitor played fairly. Bryce Hamilton has officially declared for the NBA draft after 4 years of playing UNLV basketball. He shared in an Instagram post, quote, "I would like to thank the Rebel fans for all the love and support over these last 4 years. With that being said, I will be entering the 2022 NBA draft," end quote. UNLV golfer Aaron Jarvis will be headed to the Masters as a freshman. He scored this spot from his win at the Latin American Amateurs and will be at the British Open today, and the UNLV baseball team will be playing at the Las Vegas ballpark. First pitch will be at 6 p.m. and tickets start as low as $20.
The Vegas Golden Knights are coming to a close for the 2021 season. Jacob Teller has more on the Knights and their push for the playoffs.
Golden Knights hosted the Chicago Blackhawks this past Saturday at the T-Mobile Arena. The Golden Knights got off to a slow start with Dominic Kubeli and the Blackhawks getting on the board first. By the end of the second period, Jonathan Toews and Dylan Strome added to the lead, making it 3-0 at the end of the second period. Alec Martinez rallied the guys in the locker room after missing the last 53 games to tell them that their performance will not cut it if they want to make a run into the playoffs. The veteran presence of Martinez made for an enticing third period, with Chandler Stevenson, William Karlsson, and Jack Eichel each scoring goals within 3 minutes of the period, tying the game. The game was knotted up at 4 goals apiece heading into OT. Yevgeny Dadonov finished off the Blackhawks, scoring on a goal assisted by Nicholas Roy. After a near trade, Yevgeny has come back to the Knights with goals in back-to-back games as well as 3 assists. With 14 games remaining in the regular season, the Knights sit at 4th place in the Pacific Division.
The Golden Knights have a 43% chance to make the playoffs. That's not good. After the chaotic win against the Blackhawks, and now, I guess, to Anna Meza with entertainment. How you doing, Anna?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to share with you what happened at the 94th Academy Awards. They were filled with so many exciting moments and wins for people. And here's a quick recap of what happened this past weekend. To begin, the winners of the night, Will Smith wins Best Actor for his role in the film King Richard. The Best Actress went to Jessica Chastain, who took home the award for her role in Eyes of Tammy. The winner for Best Animated Film was Encanto, my personal favorite, winning of the night. And the Best Director for the second year in a row was actually another woman, Jane Campion, who won the award for her directing of The Power of the Dog. The performances at this year's awards did not disappoint. The Queen Bee herself gave an offside performance from a Compton tennis court in honor of her original song in King Richard, Be Alive. Unprecedented, a Queen Bee in the making appeared among dancers. Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, danced alongside her mom in the spectacle. That wasn't the only special appearance of the night. Luis Fonsi, Becky G, and the bombshell Megan Thee Stallion also surprised viewers when they joined the Encanto cast. Lastly, the biggest event of the night was unfortunately Will Smith slapping Chris Rock in the face after making a joke about his wife's hair, who suffers from an illness. A statement was released from the Academy about Smith's actions. Will Smith also did deliver an apology to Chris Rock recently, yesterday, via Instagram. Honestly, it's too bad because there were so many great things happening, at the Oscars, women winning. Will Smith had won his first Oscar and to get overshadowed, by that bad incident.
I think he's the 5th Black American to ever win an Oscar for a Best Actor. I think he's the 5th Black American to ever win an Oscar, and it's getting overshadowed by this
incident.
Him smacking Chris Rock across the dome. I don't think it. Who do you think? Do you think it's real? Here's the big debate: is it real? Is it fake?
I believe it's real, and at the end of the day, actors and performers—they're human too, and they make mistakes just like everybody else. And I just hope that this isn't gonna cast a shadow on, the illustrious career of Will Smith. He's definitely seems to be, sorry for what happened. And I hope that, we can move past this and celebrate this Black man winning his first Oscar after having so many memorable films. He's definitely one of my favorites growing up.
On a lighter note, what do you think? Quickly, who was your favorite outfit of the night?
My favorite outfit was the hot redhead, Jessica Chastain.
Yes.
Her Gucci dress was just flawless. She just floated.
She just floated. Bro, we all got fire fits today.
No, literally.
Yeah, we all are just, to this point, we're amazing. We're
Love
great.
fashion, of course. And tonight is the night. Marvel Studios' Moon Knight stars actor Oscar Isaac as Stephen Grant, a former U.S. Marine who is granted powers of an Egyptian moon god. The 6-part series will be streaming on Disney Plus platform and will premiere tonight at midnight. So, Marvel, thoughts?
I honestly really love Marvel.
It keeps growing, honestly, and they keep expanding. There's a lot of superheroes that I don't even know of. I mean, I'm not a big Marvel fan, but how can't you be, with all the movies coming out?
Right now, Moon Knight is one of the more shows I'm excited for. It looks really good. It's supposed to be a pretty brutal show. I saw the early reviews come out. It's got a 77% from on Rotten. It's got a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes from all the critics.
Right.
I saw that the Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel show is coming out soon.
Okay.
I honestly don't like that. It looks really kind of weird to me. They changed their powers
Weird
and everything.
can be good, though.
Yeah, they changed their powers and everything, though.
Right.
So it changed a lot of stuff in how she's actually supposed to be in the character. She kind of looks like Green Lantern now.
Oh.
And her abilities are usually stretchy. It's really weird.
Well, what's your most anticipated Marvel movie for this year?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange,
peasy.
always.
Doctor Strange, easy peasy.
Yeah, we cannot skip that.
But now I think we gotta say goodbye to our fans who are watching the show.
Yeah.
And honestly, you guys are doing great today. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow with the rest of the show.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Brianna DeLeon, and you will watch us live on Thursday at noon for more Studio G. Thank you.